Now these right here are your standard graphical displays that anyone that's familiar with 3D printers is probably familiar with. And for those running Klipper, for the longest time, these were really the only displays that were compatible. Now there are those such as myself that are a fan of the simpler, more streamlined interfaces. However, for those that are looking for a more higher res touchscreen interface, there are more options available in that regard. I've already covered how to install a panel do on your printer running Klipper, and today I'm going to show you how to install ClipperScreen. Now, what is ClipperScreen? ClipperScreen is essentially a graphical UI that runs on a touchscreen plugged into your Raspberry Pi. And one of the big advantages of ClipperScreen is the fact that it'll run on pretty much any compatible touchscreen that can plug directly into a Raspberry Pi. So ones that plug in over the DSI cable, such as the Bigtreetech TFT50 that I'm using for the example today, or even ones that plug in over HDMI and USB. From what I've seen online, most Raspberry Pi compatible touchscreens will work with ClipperScreen. However, if you're trying to use that old cash register touchscreen that you found at a thrift store for $3 and it comes with a VGA cable, you're probably not going to have a good time. So after picking the screen you're going to want to use, and bear in mind it is going to be mounted to a 3D printer, so you're probably not going to want to get a 9-inch touchscreen. Again, I'm using the Bigtreetech TFT50 for this example. So depending on your printer and the screen you go with, you're going to have to print a mount for it, of course. After installing the screen into the printed mount and attaching it to your printer, you're going to have to connect it to your Raspberry Pi. Now the TFT50 that I'm using today is connected over a DSI cable. This is the same cable that you use for the Raspberry Pi webcams, for example. Now with a DSI cable and connection, you do have to take care as not all connectors follow the same format for pin layout and orientation of how the cable is installed. So make sure you reference what cable you're using and which direction it needs to be installed into both the Raspberry Pi and the screen. I actually installed mine backwards the first time, so I had to go ahead and swap it out later. Best case scenario, if you hook it up wrong, is you just have to flip the cable over and hopefully it'll correct itself. Worst case scenario, there is potential for shorting. So if you are using a DSI ribbon cable connector, make sure that you double check the documentation and you install it correctly. Now you are going to want to get a cable of optimal length. On hand, this was the only one that I had available that was free, so it's a little bit longer. I'm ordering a short one. I'm just waiting for it to come in just to help clean it up a little bit. And with longer cables, there's always more of a chance of issues cropping up, so I like to try to run a short cable as possible. Now, of course, there's also the option of using a screen that drops directly onto the Raspberry Pi and connects over the GPIO pins. This can be beneficial if you're looking for a tight, compact setup that is simple with no cables. However, be aware when you are mounting this now, you do have a Raspberry Pi hanging off the back of your screen, and you're going to have to use an appropriate mounting solution for that. This may not be compatible with all printer layouts. Now, I will have a link in the description below for the installation steps for configuring and setting up ClipperScreen on your printer, but the installation is very simple. It's Klipper, so you're going to be doing a lot of just copy and pasting into the command prompt. I use PuTTY to communicate with my Raspberry Pi, and you're going to go ahead and just copy and paste the commands. The first thing you're going to have to do is add an IP address to the moonraker config just to ensure that that is a trusted IP address for this setup. Also, you're going to have to run a sudo command to ensure that the console, the display itself, is enabled so that the Raspberry Pi will attempt to output a graphical image. This may not be enabled by default and you may have to enable it. Optionally, you can also add some lines to your config to ensure that when you do software updates that ClipperScreen is automatically updated as well. And now we can move on to actually installing ClipperScreen. So there are 4 commands. You're simply going to copy and paste these in order. Once one is done, copy and paste the next one and let that run. And when it's all done, reboot your Raspberry Pi and ClipperScreen should be installed. Now it should automatically pick up what resolution your screen is running at and configure itself to that. If your screen is upside down, on my case here, the Bigtreetech TFT50, there's a little switch on the bottom, and by switching the switch, you flip the orientation of the screen. Also, if you don't see anything, there is a brightness slider, so you may have to adjust that to ensure that your screen is actually on. And that is how you set up and install ClipperScreen. It's a very simple setup process and installation. You're using hardware that is designed to work with the Raspberry Pi, so it should all be mostly plug and play. All you really have to do is add a few lines to your configuration and run some software installation and you're good to go. Now that you have it installed, you can go ahead and double check that everything works. You now have all the common printer options for loading files, moving your printer around, heating up the hot end. It is a standard graphical display, and it is a touchscreen. So all the options you're going to find on most 3D printers are going to be on here. So with ClipperScreen also being directly connected to the Raspberry Pi itself and Klipper, you do have the option to edit your settings, your Wi-Fi configuration, and also do software updates from this as well. So on paper, other than uploading files to it, you can control your whole printer in all regards from ClipperScreen. And that is how you set up ClipperScreen on your 3D printer running Klipper. If you have any questions, make sure you ask them in the comments below. I try to answer as many as I can. If you would like to see more content such as this, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and on your way out, make sure you like that smash button. If you want to help support the content I create and the things I do, I have links in the description as well. I hope you learned something new today, and as always, have yourselves a great day. Thank you.